whenever you give Satan a foothold, you give Satan what? A foothold in your marriage. Know that marriage will never be the same. That marriage will never be the same. A foothold. A foothold. And I'll show you how we give a foothold to the enemy. Right? If you read that account, right? Genesis 4. And Cain went out from the presence of the Lord and dwelt in the land of Nod, on the east of Eden. Give me Malachi chapter 2, verse 13. Let me show you something. One visitation from Satan. And if you don't stand well, we read it last week, right? And this have ye done. Abba, read it for me.
Malachi chapter 2, verse 13. And this have ye done again, covering the altar of the Lord with tears, with weeping, and with crying out, insomuch that he regarded not the offering anymore, so received it with good will at your hand.
You see? Okay, you finish it. Let me say what I want to say. The next verse.
Yet ye say, wherefore? Because the Lord hath been witness between thee and the wife of thy youth, against whom thou hast dealt treacherously.
Listen. You have been complaining. Maybe your son is gone wayward, or something has happened in the house. You have been praying that God help my son. Your son is not good in academics. Your son is suffering something, right? Something is not right in the family. You have been praying. Maybe you are the church deacon. You have been praying. God said that your prayer you have been praying plus the offering you have been bringing doesn't mean anything to me. It doesn't mean anything to me. You have covered the altar with tears and all that. It doesn't mean anything to me. Why? Because you have dealt treacherously with the wife of your youth. And what is that treachery? Read it. What is that treachery?
Yet she is thy companion and the wife of thy covenant.
Covenant. God is a covenant keeping God. You stood here and say, for better, for worse, I'll marry you all life. Apart from you, I know nobody. Apart from you, I know what? Meanwhile, you are lying. You are not keeping your covenant. And you want God to do what for you? Look at what will happen. You finish with it.
And did not he make one? Yet had he the residue of the Spirit. And wherefore one? That he might seek a godly seed.
He might seek what?
A godly seed.
A godly seed. That's what I was looking for. Listen, let me tell you, husbands and wives, those wives who are sleeping with houseboys, those wives who are sleeping with people in the office because probably the house bed is not too nice. You prefer the office table, no problem. You prefer the washroom, no problem. In your car, you wait when everybody has closed and gone home. You are so busy in the office, then you jump into the car, that your colleague in the office, you do it chaka, and then you run home. No problem. You have 3 children with your husband, no problem, but you are doing it. Do you know what you're doing? You are turning your children into ungodly seed. That children that you say you love, at the end of that act, they become ungodly, because what you are doing is just like Adam and Eve allowing Satan to come into the garden. What you are doing, that adultery, fornication you are engaged in, you have allowed the snake, the serpent, to enter the family. And of course, those 2 sons never, one died. Are you here? Ungodly seed. You can have a very good boy in the house, but by that act, your boy will turn, the mind will turn 360. You come and you can't even recognize your son. Ungodly seed. Don't joke with fornication, adultery in families. It's an attempt by the enemy to break down the family unit. All the children you have toiled for, you are probably the MD of a company, you are the owner of the company, no problem. You have 30 something years in marriage, no problem. It looks so glorious outside that you and your family, it looks so beautiful, right? You come to church, you wear and co, no problem. It's so nice, so everybody thinks that it is what? Beautiful. The youth are looking at you in the church and they think that, we want to grow and become like Mr. and Mrs. Inkunim. No problem. You are deceiving us, but look at what God is saying. You stood at the altar, made vows, made covenants, and now you are dealing treacherously. with your wife. When men cheat on their wives, do you know the trouble you give to your wife? You can even let her lose her salvation. Listen to me carefully. Marriage has sent people to hell.